Hey guys, Jason here, and I wanted to check in for the 5-minute lesson today. Today I want to cover diversification. How as a property investor, a residential property investor, how can we minimize risk, maximize opportunity, minimize some of our costs, and so on as a property investor? Good questions, good things to know, and part of that minimization and maximization is the idea of diversification, diversifying your property portfolio across different markets, different locations and different properties. Let me explain, we'll go through one at a time. Different marketplaces. In Australia we have 5 states and 2 territories, and often those states and territories grow at different times in different cycles. For example, so the Sydney market has had a good bit of growth, the Melbourne market has had a nice bit of growth and may be reaching some of its heights. Brisbane has been flat for a little while, Hobart's just taking off, Perth has been going down, Adelaide been going sideways, Canberra's had a bit of a run, and so on. Now listen, as a property investor, we want to be able to understand what happens with marketplaces. We might invest in one marketplace and then move or invest in other marketplaces to try and catch the next cycle, so leapfrog cycles, growth cycles. We also diversify in different markets because it minimises the dollars that go out in a little thing called land tax. And also different states have different prices of stamp duty. In some states it's really low stamp duty. In some states there's no land tax, which is up in the Northern Territory, but I wouldn't be investing there in a hurry if you can afford to invest in other places. So understanding market diversification, different states at different times, and it can minimise your costs and maximise your access to bigger populations, better marketplaces and so on. So diversifying in markets. Diversifying in locations. Diversifying location, once you've chosen an area, are you going to try and get close to the CBD? Are you looking for, water locations? Are you looking for the suburb locations? Are you looking for health, which is medical and education locations, precincts, because health and education, often those precincts rent higher, and so on. CBD, you can get better rents and so on. So understanding the location for you as a property investor is often connected to your budget also. So all of these often are connected to your budget. Let's say you've got a $500,000 buying power, or your ability to buy an investment for $500,000. You may choose a marketplace that's not where you live. Let's say you lived in Sydney or Melbourne. You might have to go a long way away for $500,000 investment property, so you might choose another market which is more cost effective for you, and then you drill into the location, and then what happens is you choose the property. So you diversify in property styles. There's houses, there's townhouses, units and apartments, okay? And so diversifying in property also gives you some ability to diversify, maximise and minimise risk as well. I'm a big fan of having a mix of all styles of properties in your portfolio. Apartments, often you can furnish and rent better. Let's say you want an Airbnb strategy. Townhouses and houses have some land content and so on. Not everybody will do all houses or all apartments or whatever. It's usually good to have a good mix. Your budget, however, often you get to have a conversation with exchanging what your affordability or your budget is. And often if you want a better location, which might be closer to the CBD, water, better rental prospects and so on, you may exchange the property type for a better location. So let's say you got 500 grand, you want to get closer to the city, well then you might invest in an apartment or a unit. And further you go, if you want a house, you have to go further away from the city or further away from the infrastructure and the transport and so on. So there you go guys, there's the 5-minute lesson today. Understanding diversification, how the market, locations and the property, diversifying that, mixing that up in your portfolio is really powerful, really important to understand as a property investor and get the hang of to minimise your risk, maximise your opportunities and manage cash in and out of your property portfolio. So there you go guys, hopefully that was a good lesson. As always, leave me some suggestions in the comments below about what you might want me to cover in the coming lessons. And if you want to get a little bit more of this, maybe come to one of our live events near you, track us down on the events section in our Facebook page. All right guys, take care. Great to see you, and bye for now.